Hello there. Welcome to Zenless Warp Zero, a Warhammer lore podcast. I'm Barrick here with my friend Aaron.
Oh my, you jump scared
April
the
Fools.
mess out of me.
Oh,
you got
no,
him.
this is actually Zenless Zone Zero.
You did it wrong. Oh man.
That joke's going to be even funnier when this episode comes out in 2 days, so it's not even April 1st anymore.
Pretend it's April Fool's when you're listening to this.
Yes,
okay,
imagine
now,
that was a well-timed joke.
Retroactively, that was hilarious. But
watching your face as you could not tell why I was speaking.
Brian, your timing was perfect. Like, it was the beat I was going to start talking, and you landed. I am editing. That's going to be a nightmare because I didn't realize what you were doing and talked over half of it. But that was gold, my man.
Solid gold.
That was excellent.
Speaking of gold.
If I don't say the intro, my head's going to burst. So, hello and welcome back to the man. Welcome back to the 6th Street Underground, a Zenless Zone Zero fan cast discussing all things ZZZ. As always, I am your host, Eric, and I'm joined by my ever-wonderful prankster co-host, Brian. Hi, Brian.
Meowdy.
Meow. Brian, I'm sad.
Why are you sad,
I'm
Eric?
a sad boy, because I'm over here, and I've got Zenless Zone Zero pulled up on my phone, and I'm looking at the banners, but it's not true.
And they're 12 hours off.
They're like it's 16 hours and 53 minutes. I'm going to timestamp the moment we are at right now before Trigger comes out, which means I don't have her, and I don't know what to do with myself.
So, is it just me, or did they, extend this banner by 12 hours?
Okay, I think we did this last time, too. We somehow convinced ourselves that Tuesday night is Zenless night. I think it's Wednesday, and I think it's always been Wednesday. Has it
always been Wednesday?
I feel like we've Berenstained ourselves.
Oh, and
what's that called?
The mandibular...
The Doppler effect. Yeah. You got it. I think we've convinced ourselves it's Tuesday, because I was completely convinced, and then I was doing the math going, wait a minute, I have another day of not looking at Trigger on my account.
Yeah, and I had just convinced myself that this time was different.
This is going to be the one.
I self-gaslighted.
You're like looking at the time like, that's not right. That's not going to happen. It's going to be right now.
Yeah, it's like they don't know. They don't know what they're doing.
They'll figure it out. They'll overlap it by 12 hours, right?
Ooh, that would be fun.
That would be cool. That would really hit some people's wallets hard if they had 1 day per patch where both the characters were out. So they could play. They could be like, well, I do want both. And they clearly both play together. And then Zenless Zone Zero would make even more money. You can hire us, Mihoyo. We'll advertise for you. You let us know.
Our inbox is open.
It's 6th Street Underground at gmail.com. You can put the subject line "money, please," and we'll know what's up. So, Brian, we have to fill the space without Trigger somehow. What are we going to do?
And there's only one way to do that. And we take a beat from old sitcom episodes. This is going to be a clip show.
A montage. Bup. I'm not doing a montage, Brian. That seems like a lot of work, and I would be really hard to find funny things. I can't imagine the weight, the comedic and professional creative weight of listening back through 18 episodes of garbage and hoping things seemed good enough to put into a montage. It would be, here's the montage. Y'all ready? Hi, Brian.
Hold on. Give me a second. Nah, I got no funny puns for the start of this.
That was pretty good. Nothing. So what can we do, Bri?
What if we talked?
I would love to talk to you. Did you finish the story?
I have finished the story.
How did you... We'll I guess we could spoiler break in the middle of this if you want, but how did you feel at the end of it? What are you thinking? Yeah, spoilers. Here it comes. Spoiler alert. Beep, 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 beep. Spoiler alert. Okay, how'd you feel, bud?
I thought it was good. It's clearly a halfway point in the story. Yeah, I don't know. I like old Vladimir's.
Yeah, Hugo's clearly dead.
Yeah, Hugo Weaving's whole thing.
Yeah.
I felt bad for Vivian.
Yeah. Yeah, but she's never going away now. Like she's essentially been adopted by us, I think.
And I'm kind of digging. I was a little unsure about Belle and second manager.
Yeah.
Being out in the world, but
Wash.
They can add what?
His name
what
is
do I need
Wash.
to watch?
His name is Wash, right? Worf, Wash, Wally, Waltz.
Yeah. So anyway, so Wahlberg, and Belle, having them actually be able to be in danger instead of constantly just watching is neat, and I think it'll lead to some interesting story possibilities.
Yeah, I do think it'll play off more. Like it'll add more narrative weight to what we know is coming down the pipeline. I'm still not 100. I still feel like it was cheap getting there.
Yeah, I really thought there was gonna, and I mean, maybe they do add it in later, but it really did just feel like all right.
Yeah.
We've decided to change the narrative, and we want Belle to be active, so she's active. Don't look too deep into it.
Don't think about it.
We're just gonna move on.
Just we're gonna make it really cool, so you don't think about the MacGuffin. I don't know if I said this on the podcast last time, but I have a theory, and if I did say this, I apologize, that the mayor is trying to get Belle and Wise out of the picture, so he or somebody who works for him, like Lycone or similar, can steal Fairy. Because like if he knows that much about like their whole situation, he's got to know about Fairy. Giving them the ability to go into a hollow would make it easier for him to steal this like super AI that can map hollows.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because my first thought was, well, you could just send someone like Lycone to go beat them up and take Fairy. But they do have magic eyes that apparently draw the equivalent of like a nuclear reactor's output.
Yeah.
And until you did, they forgot to update their drivers, and then once they did, everything was fixed.
This is fixed. But also, like, if he can get, maybe he's like, he wanted to get both out, but Wise is reacting, or not Wise, but second assistant is reacting.
That's his actual name.
There it is.
I had actually forgotten it.
I thought you were doing it on purpose.
No, I was like, what is his name?
I thought we were doing a bit, and then you're like, I'm just gonna say his name. So Weezing was supposed to get out of the building too, so it would have been empty, because then he would just have to contend with like whoever's working the front desk, like a Bang Boo, right? So like,
or at any point could be Miyabi promoting the story.
Right? yeah, that would be a problem. But like,
I'm going to come back on another day.
Because if he can send Lycone to steal it and us not know, then like from a storytelling perspective, they get to play with dramatic irony in a really fun way, and that would like retroactively totally justify this magic fix because there was a deeper purpose to it. I don't know, man. That's my theory.
Hopefully,
you heard it here first.
I'm really hoping it's not just as simple as, well, we're on the same side, so I'm going to help them out.
But I know you and me, and if that is what it ends up being, we'll be okay.
I'm not going to stop playing.
That's cool. We'll keep playing. Bummer, but okay.
I stuck with Arknights for like 3 years of their just circular storytelling.
Oh, man. That's a whole different episode of us, like, really ragging on all the other gacha games we've played. And burning any bridges we could possibly have with other communities. So the question then, Bri, is what do you make of Vivian's vision?
Well, so one thing I noticed is Phaethon has wings in that vision, similar to the mythological character that they're named after.
Sort of, yeah. Like, well, no, because Phaethon have wings or just fly the chariot? I don't know.
You're the one who looked it up. I just read your notes.
Phaethon flies the chariot. Icarus had wings, or Daedalus. But either way, like flying through the sky. Phaethon
falling
mythologically. Phaethon's gonna that's what she sees. So, go on.
I think it's going to obviously happen.
Yep. Well,
but I think what it's going to do is it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Like, you're going to see that scene of them falling from maybe the twins or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're not going to die. They're going to fall through a rift or something. Sort of like how
Caesar.
Well, I was going to say you got Caesar, or Jane did it in her little episode with the guy she threw off the roof.
Oh yeah, when she threw Seth off the roof.
Yeah, and then also presumably Vlad did something similar with his little disappearing trick at the end of the... So I think it's going to be something like that, where like they're going to get hurt and they're going to fall.
Yeah.
And Vivian's going to think they're dead, but they won't be, because... Or it'll be even more exciting.
Yeah.
Wise does die, and then you just have to play as Belle.
No.
Yes.
No. Okay. I wonder if that will happen, but it will be a good thing that it's happening, which would finally break Vivian's curse. Where like she foretold the future, but she foretold the future. But it's not bad for once. Like,
that would be
cool, because it'd be Phaethon that did it, and then like she'd be even more indebted to us, and I don't know, man. It'd be cool.
I don't know.
It's cool. I'm excited to see. We don't get that with Trigger, right? Like the second half comes with the next batch.
I would assume that because it's going to be Vlad and Vivian. I would assume they would come with the second round of story.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Also, I feel like they would have said anything, considering the fact that it was supposed to come out in 4 hours instead of 16 hours.
Because it's 4 hours from now before it comes out. And they'll tease it with another special program and all of that. I don't know, man. I'm excited. We have a new voice for Lycone. I know we're generally staying out of all of the voice actor drama, but I feel like the new voice is doing a pretty good job. Feels like Lycone.
I could tell there was something different, but not like... It was one of those where it's almost been, because it had been so long since I heard his voice, I had thought maybe I was misremembering it, so I looked it up.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay, it is a new voice actor.
If you weren't listening for
anyone wants... If anyone else wants to learn about it, they can go Google, but I am too stupid to weigh in on contract disputes.
It's if you are following all of that nonsense, it's getting buck wild in some of the other online communities. So we, with our dumb selves, are going to stay away. And instead,
speaking
go ahead.
Dumb.
Yes, okay, good.
So
go for it.
There's something I recently learned. So have you ever been at the Hunters Association, and you're like grinding for like the chips or whatnot, and you get annoyed because it keeps kicking you out after every couple rotations because the time changes?
I did.
Did you know
many patches ago until they
Did you know that there's a button you can push? Because I didn't.
Oh no!
I was just sitting there. I was like, "This is so annoying." And then I looked. I'm like, "What does immersive mode mean?"
Immersive mode, right? That's been there since like 1 point. It's been for a long time, Brian.
I know it's been there for a while because I've seen it forever, like and I've just never clicked it. Because I'm like, I don't know what immersive mode is, and I don't need to hover my mouse over the button, which would immediately tell me what it does.
Right.
And boy, was that a game changer.
It's a lot more convenient now, huh?
It's so much more convenient, especially when you're doing the expert raids and you had to do like 100 of them because they only burned 40 energy at a time. And you're like, stop it. Just let me farm. Why isn't there a way to just let me farm? And they're like, there is. Are you stupid?
And it's faster now.
I'm the April Fool.
Oh, Brian. You know what? I'm glad you said that, because I'm sure somebody, Tyler, was out there and just didn't know that existed, or it's default on. I don't know, bud. But between that and like the new burnout mode, where you can spend 80 and get double the resources, you can get a lot. It's pretty convenient if you turn all the features on.
Yeah, no. It's almost like they implemented quality of life.
Can you imagine?
Unfortunately, there's no signs of life where I'm at. No intelligent life to be found. Just some monkey who just keeps hitting and says, big number, big number, big number.
Big number, please. Speaking of big numbers, I did something yesterday that I thought I would hate, and it's made at least playing new Anby way better. I turned off my damage numbers. Full stop.
Why? How you can't see big number?
You can't see big number, but you can see her meter. So you can actually see when you've got 3 charges built up.
Yeah, I guess I could see that if you're like on the phone, how that could be a lot.
Yeah, or like on a normal screen and not your like giant screen like your tank from the Matrix.
I know Kung Fu.
It's so much easier to see, and if you're paying attention, you already know. Like damage numbers are nice if you don't know if the enemy resists the damage that you're dealing. But anytime resistance matters, it's already pretty clear what they're weak to or resistant to. And like seeing the numbers does not change how much damage I do. I just know the meter needs to go down. So I'm trying it out. I kind of like it. It's a little bit like when you play, like I played Breath of the Wild, and you just turn off all of the UI elements and you play the game like without all of that, and it's kind of nice and more immersive. I don't know. If you're having trouble with Anby, turn off damage numbers and see if that helps.
Also pick up Trigger.
And then get Trigger. Or if you can afford it, or do it. You don't have to. Well, Brian, I've got, because we're kind of in this lull between patches, because we're still waiting. Let's see. How many hours is it now? It's not too many. It's just a couple hours.
Was it 15 hours?
It's 16 hours and 14 minutes, which to you is 4 hours and 14 minutes until Trigger comes out.
To me?
To you, because you've got your 12-hour delay, my man. So I've got a pile of questions here. What? No, we talked about this at the beginning. You thought it was 12 hours. You thought she was going to come out. I'm not explaining this. Just yes and me, and we'll keep moving.
April Fool.
Brian, stop it. I can't. I'm so locked into not being a moron on a podcast that I cannot catch you saying things. And it's not April Fool's. It's April 3rd. At least when people are listening to this.
No one expects April Fools on April 3rd. It works. It's the ultimate jest.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh,
Eric,
Brian.
The egg on your face from being pranked so many times.
Oh man. And you know, I can see I must be Vivian. I can see the future. I know what's gonna happen again. And I know I should be on my toes. No, I'm not going to catch it.
I'm done. I'm done.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Sure, man. Whatever you say. Okay. I have a pile of questions here that I figured we could just sort of talk through some of these and just, have a conversation. It might be interesting. It might not.
Yeah,
hopefully
those
it is.
Truly are the two ways that this is going to go.
This can only go two ways. Do you want to ask a question first, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I'll ask a question first.
Yeah.
Eric.
Yeah.
Truth or dare?
Oh.
No. All right. What is the biggest factor in pulling?
For a character?
Yes.
It's okay. That's a good question. I think it's a couple of them. I don't tend to be a waifu is lifu kind of person, or I can be, but there are other things that will get in the way of that. I think usually it's a combination of like the aesthetics and the animations, and then like with where we're at now in ZZZ, I think who they play along with is a big factor. I don't necessarily. I don't necessarily think I'm going to pull a character just because they're the strongest character coming out. Nobody go back to when we talked about Miyabi and how I went from being mid on Miyabi to being very excited about Miyabi. But I think it's probably its design. I think like a cool aesthetic, and with how well animated Zenless is, like I feel like animations are connected to that. But that really, like, that'll sell me on a character, and I'm more likely to pull a character who is like maybe not amazing, but I think looks and moves really cool, than I am to pull someone who's like maybe amazing, but I feel like is boring. What about yourself, Brian?
Waifu.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
The sole character that I am missing is Dr. Punchy, because he is not waifu. He is husbandu.
No.
And I do not need husbandu. I need waifu.
So you'll skip Hugo?
Honestly, maybe. Like, Hugo's not bad.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, I think what will really make that determination is if they reveal who's coming after him and Vivian.
Yeah.
If it's really, really cool, and I'm low on my tapes, because if Trigger is difficult to come by, I would be more willing to skip over him in order to save up than I would be for Vivian.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like Vivian is pretty high on my list.
And
now
Vlad, I feel like he looks like he's either going to be DPS or Anomaly, or I guess Attacker Anomaly.
And which we have in Ice. We know he's Cryo. He's Ice. So like we're drowning in on-field Ice characters. Yeah,
so he's he's kind of cool with his whole scythe thing.
Yeah. We'll talk about him more. I'm in a similar boat with him. I really like, he ticks all of my like husbando boxes. Like, we already know that, but I don't know if that outweighs the like, I don't think I have a team for him right now. Or so I guess the other question I have for you then, Brian, is before we move on to the next actual question, is do you regret not getting Dr. Punchy?
A little bit, only because I feel like Evelyn suffers a little from not having her preferred stunner. Yeah. But not a ton.
Not so much that you're like, I have to save for his rerun.
Yeah, exactly. He's on like the back burner of, if he comes around and the stars align and I get him.
Cool.
But if something super, super cool comes out during his rerun, he will maybe third time's the charm.
Yeah, I'll put a couple of 10 rolls into, if I have like some extra to spare, I'll put a 10 roll or two into a rerun of a character I don't have. Scare quotes, building pity, but not really, because building pity is a myth and you shouldn't do it. Where if like I get them, I'd be happy.
Build that pity, boy. You build it real tall, real pretty like. Mm-hmm.
You build that pity, I'll dig a hole.
Oh, there you go. That's a deep cut.
So I guess my question then is similarly, imagine there's a character you are excited for, that like they've teased them, we've seen them in the story, they tick most of, if not all of your boxes. What factors, if anything, could prevent you from actually pulling for that character?
Bankruptcy.
EMP blackout, no game.
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, possibly. I mean, I would say the biggest factor would have to be purely like if they come around. At this point, they would have to come around, and I have no polychromes, no tapes, no nothing, no way to pull from them. And I have to rely solely on the couple of tapes that they do give you whenever, like,
the 10 for the patch.
Yeah. Okay. That would probably, like, if it is someone I wanted. Yeah. And I mean, depending on how, like if Big Hammer Battle Nun actually does come out instead of her having been cannibalized for other characters. Yeah. Like, if she came out, I would probably put some, like, I'd probably buy, like, a pack and, like,
make it happen.
Or at least try.
I won't tell your girlfriend. She would understand.
She wouldn't understand.
But she'd support you anyways.
But that's why I don't see a ring on this finger, so she don't got to make financial decisions like that.
Brian, she listens despite all odds. You can't say that. I'm leaving that in.
No. It's okay. I spoke in a register that only guys can understand. Women will just hear it as static.
Yo, bro, there's no ring, bro.
All right. So to boing flip it back to you.
Yes.
What would prevent you from pulling your perfect character?
I want to say that I'm on the same wavelength as you, but there was a character in another game I play that, like, she was all I was into. Like, I loved her in the story. I loved, like, the aesthetic. Everything was awesome. And they completely butchered her kit. It was, like, counterintuitive. It didn't feel good to play. And it was, like, so bad that she, I want to say, was the first or one of the first characters to get put, like, on standard banner 3 years into the game's lifespan. And gosh. Like, yeah. So I was like all on board for this character. And then when her banner actually came up, I put like 20 in and I was like, she still exists even if I don't have her on my account. Like, the art still exists. That she's still going to be in the story.
What do you mean the art still exists?
The art. That's not me, man. I like, not even as a joke. Like, the character still exists, but I skipped her. And I think I was able to do that because I was able to convince myself that, hey, eventually standard banner being what it is, I'll get this character, which I did. And now I still use her on my teams whenever I can because I like her. But I think a little bit like we were talking about with Hugo, if Hugo was, like, hypothetically the character I wanted, but added nothing to my account, and, like, I didn't have a team for them, I didn't like the way they play, all of that, and then right up next was, like, a character who I was also interested in, I might skip, but I'd probably still rerun them when they came back around. Yeah, I mean, it would be tricky. And the nice thing about Zenless that some other games don't do is, like in the case of Trigger, you get to play the characters early, or you have ample opportunity to play with them in context of the game. Yeah.
You don't get those little trials where you're like, oh, they kind of, like, unless they're, like, horribly designed, like, you kind of get a general feel, but you don't get enough time to really figure out how they play. Whereas, like I said, like, when Trigger popped up in the story and you got to play at her, I'm like, oh no, she's just good.
Yeah, she's fun. I like this. I know this fits me.
You play Sandby with her and you're like, oh yeah, no, this feels real good.
They did this on purpose. I mean, some games we've played, they don't give you a trial. Like, you can read them and then you can roll for them and hope that they work. But because of the way this game is and, like, how characters play really, really matters.
Well, while we're on the subject of pulling, Wenjin or no Wenjin? W-engine.
Ooh, Wenjin or no Wenjin?
Yeah. Are you down with the W?
I think it's rare. If I were just starting the game now, the answer would be a hard no. Like, not touching it. I don't want to do it. I think at this point I've pulled 2 or 3 characters Wenjins. I have Miyabi's and I have Bernice's. Do I have any others, Brian? It doesn't matter. I'll look it up. I've got some of the standard banner ones.
Yeah, I think I'm in the similar where I've intentionally gone for Miyabi and Yanagi's.
Yep.
And I've gotten both of them after losing 50-50. So I also have Nekomata and
I think you have Lycones, don't you?
Oh, or I do have Lycones and Kaledas. So I have 3.
That's a good one.
Because I think there was another character who I went for the W engine, but when I lost the 50-50, I was like, I'm not going any further. Like, I was willing to go until I got one.
Yeah, I'm usually the same way. Like, if I got lucky with the 2 that I've gone for, where I got it the time, like the first time. I've managed to pull Graces and Lycones and Soldier 11s, but I think if you absolutely love a character, going for their Wenjin makes some level of sense if you've got the disposable income. They have been releasing characters where the thing that they scale off of is not found on any A rank engines. So like Caesar's a good example of that, where like Caesar wants impact and there's no defender Wenjins with impact. That might be the only W engine I regret not trying for.
Yeah, I think no, the reason I went for Miyabi and Yanagi was because we had talked about it, not only because it was because Miyabi's W engine like gives her like a 50% boost to her crit or something nuts.
It's like 50% crit damage, 24% crit rate, and then other stuff. Like it's huge.
But it was because also it was at a time where they were throwing anomaly characters at us, and we had talked about there was not many anomaly W engines. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of the perfect storm of it was insane for her. And there was a lack of available options to even... So, it was easier to convince myself that I needed to spend...
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't regret because, that very clearly has led to Miyabi just being the strongest character I have.
Just steamrolling.
Mm-hmm.
I went for Bernice's for the same reason of we didn't have enough engines at the time. I don't think I regret it, but I don't know if it's the biggest add to my account. I have been saving up, and I am planning on going for Trigger's Wenjin as well, because she scales off of crit rate, which is not something we see a lot on Stunner Wenjins. Yeah, she wants ideally 90% crit rate. Because of the way she converts crit rate into impact or into stun damage. So it is very doable. But if you are I know I'm gonna go hard on Trigger, so I might as well. But it's pretty rare, and I know it's probably not the best decision, but I don't tend to go for the character engines for my on field carry characters like Silver Soldier Anby or Evelyn. Just because I know, those are the most likely ones to get benched when new flashy characters come out. Whereas Bernice or Caesar or Astra or Trigger are more likely to continue to be used years into the game's lifespan just because of the nature of that character.
And I think that's what we've talked about before. It's if you are going to invest heavily, the support characters are going to have more longevity. Just because, damage creep can happen for DPS, but,
Astra stays Astra, man.
Yeah, Astra stays Astra. See, no one's ever going to be upset that you gave them a shield so they can ignore boss mechanics and just beat face.
Yeah, for sure. I'm genuinely thinking about Caesar's engine when she comes back around. But I also will say that there are smarter people than us who will do the math to see, if you're I love this character, I'm going to invest in them. If it's better to get their Mindscape 1 or to get their engine, that's not us. But I'm sure somebody knows.
Oh, God. Eric, I don't even... If it wasn't for other people doing the math, I wouldn't know how to build characters.
Well, I mean...
basic stuff obviously a DPS is going to want, crit and stuff.
Yeah.
But, knowing specifically what you're looking for, what the best disk drives, all of that stuff. I solely just go off of what other people on Pridwin and some of those other things do.
Just Google.
Do you do something
Evelyn
differently?
Build Reddit. And see what it says.
Mr. Spreadsheet, do you?
Okay, I like building characters, but I also second guess myself and have anxiety. So what inevitably happens is I read the character, I read the stats, I read what they do. ZZZ makes it easy for disk drives because what's the newest set that was released and has the same color as the character? That's probably the set they want. But if I have doubts, I'll do what you do and I'll just Google how are they building this character? What's the best stat priority. For the most part, I also think ZZZ is really good about using the recommended function to tell you like what other people are doing or what skills to prioritize versus other skills.
Yeah, I found that useful when I was building Kaleda after I got Evelyn because I didn't have Dr. Fisto.
Yes.
And so, but like right now I pulled up like a sheet of what Trigger needs, so that's what I've been just like spending all of my energy on is the things that like obviously I know she's going to need stunner chips and lightning chips, but like which boss materials does she need for core skills and some of the other stuff I'll just pull up a website that just tells me because I ain't got time to like there are people who get paid or pay other people to do this work.
Or who just really
I'm not
going
to figure it out.
And I think Trigger's been. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that ain't me.
It's not you, man. I wish it was me. It's not me. I like to try. I think Trigger's going to be tricky though because from what I was reading, unless things have changed, whether or not you have her Wenjin will impact what set she's building. Or what secondary set she needs. You're pretty safe building the 4-piece for stun. I'm sure I know the name of it if I really think about it. I can do this. There it is. Shock Star Disco. There it is. But her 2-piece, it'll depend if you can get to 90% crit without building like Woodpecker Electro or something. Or if you can get away with something else, like more thunder damage, or probably more energy regen. Because when in doubt, if we're answering some of our other questions here, like when in doubt for 2-piece, like energy regen is always going to be useful for like 90% of the characters in the game. Because they want to be able to use their EX special as much as possible. But yeah, like ultimately I get all of my characters. I like to get them all to 11 out of 12 for all 5 of their talents, and then A through F full, even if it's a character that I will never use their regular attack on, because I like seeing that number be complete.
Yeah.
And then right now I've been giving each character 1 hamster cage. That's all they get.
Ooh, depending, like, my Miyabi and Yanagi, they got the full hamstering.
I knew you would, and I know I should, and that still gives me like just anxiety.
They all hamstered. I don't know what that means, but it's provocative.
Toe to tip, like their dodge is hamstered.
Oh, like literally, just like if it's a skill, it's got hamster on it.
Brian, you know what?
Just grind that baby. Hey, look, those resources are begging to be used, and boy, did they get used.
I'm so jealous of you because, like, I can't convince myself the truth of the matter, which is I have like 20-some hamster cages in my inventory doing nothing. That helps nobody, so I should use them. But what if I need them? It's potions and the RPG levels of hoarding, and I've got to break the habit.
I completely get it, and that's why, when in doubt,
do it.
Waifu. Just
like half our Discord is just cheering for you right now because they agree with you. I need to use them more. Do you keep a bank or do you just use them all up?
I keep a bank. Like I don't just throw them out willy nilly to the first character. That it's like Miyabi because she's totes adorb.
It's okay.
Yanagi, because she deserves it, because Slay Queen.
She's your waifu of this game, I'm pretty sure.
Astra, I think she got like 1 because she doesn't need a whole bunch because most of her skills don't get used.
You want it on her skill.
Jane, I think Jane was the other one who also got the rat got hamstered. But I think that's it. So I've used, I guess, 15. And then like a couple others. I've used most of them. I don't have my ZZZ pulled up, but I would say I don't have any more than like 7 hamster cages.
Oh man, I'm so jealous. I've got mine pulled up. I have 26 in my inventory. I should really use those.
You know what? Let me pull up. We can.
Yeah, we'll come back to it. I'll ask another question while you get that pulled up.
Do we? While we're on the topic of disk drives, do we want to move in to our newest segment?
The new segment.
Teaching Tyler, or
Teaching Tyler's endless.
Yeah, I was like get like a Reading Rainbow like sound right in there.
Okay, do it again. Give me the lead up and I'll sing it.
Okay, Eric.
Yeah.
Time for our newest segment. Yeah. Teaching Tyler.
Then you go ba-da-ba-da-da.
No, you go ba-da-ba-ba.
Okay.
You said you were going to sing it.
Oh, I thought you were going to do the trill up and then I would sing over it. Yeah.
No, I don't know how to go up intentionally.
Teaching Tyler's endless.
Oh my God. I just looked. I actually have 10 hamster cages.
Oh. I have 16 more than you.
What character can I throw them on real quick?
Real quick. Mid-recording. Put 5 on somebody and then save 5 for trigger.
I could do that.
So, Teaching Tyler's Endless is our new segment.
Nailed it.
April Fools.
Okay, I put 2 in Astra.
You have so many things saved up, Brian. I'm proud of you. What did you go on Astra?
I don't know. I just closed it. Whatever her last 2, her special and her chain.
EX special and ultimate make a lot of sense. So one of the people in our Discord community, our newest member, Tyler, because he gave us his actual name, so I'm gonna use Tyler. I asked if they had questions we could ask for this episode, and he just like popped off on all these disk drive questions. So I feel like we can tag a couple of those real quick. So Brian, do you want to dive in? Or you want me to take point on this one?
All right. Well, I feel like
we did the second one.
I was going to say, we did the how do you know? And the answer is
Google.
For most people, just Google it.
Yes.
If you really have a doubt, you can. But how do you know which one is good?
It's a good question. There are 2 schools of thought, and there's one that is like conducive to playing the game, and there's one that's conducive to driving yourself insane. You want to know like what the 2, maybe 3, but usually 2 stats a character scales off of. 90% of the time, if they're an anomaly unit, they care about anomaly.
And usually pen to some amount.
And pen or attack. I think like the pen versus attack ratios get wonky. When in doubt, or when you're really min-maxing, attack percent will have more weight than just straight up attack number. So like for an Evelyn, an ideal piece would have crit rate, crit damage, attack, or maybe some energy regen on it. But if you've got 2, maybe 3 stats on there that you feel like are good for the character, to me, that's a good disk drive. If you're really min-maxing, a good disk drive has 4 stat lines at level 0. So you're not gambling on the 4th one with your first roll. And that way you get 1 extra stat increase when you're upgrading it. But most of the time, like at least to get a working set, 3 stat lines with 2 of them being what you want is fine. Anything else like that I haven't? We can get into more detail, and I will. But anything else I haven't said, Brian? Like,
no,
how do you know?
So what I will do is I look for the main line.
Yeah. To
be like the preferred stat, whatever you're going for that slot.
Of like 4, 5, and 6, where the main stat can change. Okay.
Yeah. And then other than that, if like you said, if the substats align, that's great.
Yeah.
But especially like you said, when I'm trying to get a character up and running, I am looking for that main stat. Mm-hmm. And then if that's the only thing that comes up and like the other ones are suboptimal, I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah.
And I might come back to it later. But I'm not going to spend all my time and energy farming disk drives to eke out that extra little bit of performance when my skill issue is way bigger than any amount of stat.
Doesn't matter. I especially for like disk drive 5, because I say like 95% of the time, what characters want on disk drive 5 is their element.
Yeah,
and that can be really annoying to farm.
There's so many stats that can, which is why
You're a huge proponent of the.
I Bardic Needle the hell out of it.
Yes,
I will.
You do.
I will get the character. I will walk her right over to Bardic Needle, and I will make sure I get that primary stat, and then we'll go from there. Later on down the line, but I've got the materials, and it just makes it so much less frustrating, especially for that slot 5,
4, 5, and 6, and like especially 5 and 6. Like, get the right main stat. What I like to do is similarly, like, I'll get my character mostly built, but I enjoy the down weeks after I get a character where, like, I've got their stats, I've got them geared, I've got their skills up. I'm just kind of burning my energy before the next patch of farming disk drives with my energy for the chance at getting something that's better. So it is going to be that minor. Like, I'll grind for that, but it feels really good to flag like all of them as trash and just move on. Then I'll be really picky.
And also now that you get those Victoria housekeeping tickets that just get, every week, 2 weeks or so, you basically get 10 free, clears of whatever your disk drive. So that's been nice too. But yeah, because for me, I'm
get them close.
I play it, and I'm like, if I've got extra time, I'll go back and I'll try to like min-max it. But I feel like they've got the character release currently spread out at such a perfect pace where you never feel too comfortable. Yeah, like you'll be like, I've got a little bit of a stockpile, like enough for like one emergency character level, like full level up, but like never much more than that.
I think the only character I've had like where I still don't feel like I'm in a pretty good place with her is my Evelyn. Evelyn is like, I just not have gotten. I feel like I haven't gotten good enough pieces, but I shared it in our Discord. People are like, hey, that looks fine to me. So I don't know. Like, there are some general rules of thumb you can follow. The primary rule is take some time, and I know this is like the English teacher in me coming out, but read the character because they'll tell you what stats the character cares about. If there is a hard threshold for a character, so like triggers 90% crit rate, or I'm trying to think, it was either Jane or Seth, where like you want to get to a certain number so you're maximizing their passives. Prioritize that. I feel like it was Jane.
I think it was Jane. Because I remember, because they were like, you want her to be at, I think it was like pen or pen percent.
Yes, there's a certain number, like for certain characters, they'll tell you you need this to get the maximum amount of their passive. So target that. If it is a attacker character or somebody who cares about crits doing damage, crit rate ideally is around 65-70%. A little bit either way. After 70%, like unless the character really wants it, there's diminishing returns there. But more important is that your crit damage should be about 2-to-1 ratios. So like whatever your crit rate is, you want about twice as much crit damage. So if you have a 60% crit, 120 or more crit damage is going to feel good. And then you just try to bump those numbers up as much as you can, and then get some attack in there so you actually hit. So and then if they're an anomaly character and their kit doesn't explicitly say crit, they don't care about crit, so you can ignore it. And they'll play with it more. We'll get characters that completely don't care about a stat or really want weird stats, or like Caesar wants impact, but you can only get that on your disc 6. So like that's what you want. Brian, when do you bail? Sorry, I can ask that again if you want to say what you were going to say.
Oh, no. I was, when do I bail?
When do you bail, Brian?
Never. Because as we just established, I walk directly to Bardic Needle and I special order. And then I don't think about those again until I'm like, oh, I've got nothing to spend this energy on. Let me go farm some disk drives. So I will. I will get that primary stat that they want. I have definitely not been the keep farming to try to maximize as many of the substats too.
Yeah.
Just because, like I said, I don't have the spare energy to like I'm always because of my compulsive gambling rolling for waifu habit, I always have a new character that needs to be leveled up and needs more material. Yeah. So every character I tap out broke. I drain of all of the energy chips and the roll chips. So like I'm always having to refill my banks. So okay. I almost always have something to spend my energy on.
That makes sense. Yeah, early on a character, I will. The first rule is like the first step is just get a full set on them. If I am min-maxing, if it's like early in the min-max phase, I will take a 3-stat item and I'll see what the 4-stat is, and if the 4-stat comes out good, I might commit to it a little bit and see what happens. By the end of a cycle, if I get a piece and it doesn't have the right main stat or only has 3 stat lines and they're not all exactly what that character needs, I scrap it. But if I've got a piece that is the right main stat and it's the right substats, so it's got like crit rate, crit damage, attack, and then defense, if by like level 6 or 9 I've only rolled defense, I'll probably scrap that. Unless I just don't have a piece in that slot because it's just not going to be worth it. You can pretty safely level things to 12. I want to say the resource cost from 12 to 15 is way more than any of the levels before 12. So like you could respect your account and get things to 12 and see if it's got 1 or 2 rolls in your main stats. But if you get to 12 and you're playing an attack character and you've got no rolls in a crit rate or crit damage, it may be worth setting that one to the side and getting a new piece and trying for that. But I also am a lot more interested in making stat sheet numbers go up as opposed to damage numbers go up. So take that with a grain of salt. Play the game like Brian. Brian doesn't care about his disk drives and clears like everything anyways. So
yeah.
It can be done.
I'm not doing the crazy stuff where I'm doing one character clear in the infinite floor level 100, but I'm able to do. I'm able to get my Shield defense and my challenges every week. So you definitely don't need to super optimize your playthrough in order to clear everything that this game's going to throw at you.
For sure. Brian, I want to do 2 more questions and then we'll do our closing and wrap this episode up. I'm going to ask, what's a character that, and I'm going to combine 2 other questions here. What's a character that you like aesthetically, but you either don't use often or you don't like the way they play as much? Ooh. And then what would you change to make that character work? And that could either be for their primary kit or like Lost Void enhancements or whatever.
So, that's what you character do I like aesthetically, but I don't use. So I don't really use my Zuyuan Qingyi team very much at all.
Okay.
I don't know if I have anything I could specifically think to fix them without without having to rework them. I feel like they maybe were like the first ones to really get power crept, where like they kind of worked, but now there's teams that just work better. I think Qingyi having to be on the field and committed to an attack to build her thing really hampers her against especially some of these newer enemies that are more spastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, Zuyuan Qingyi, I wish I used them more, and especially now with Sanbi and Trigger coming out, like the need for my electric is covered between those 2 and Yanagi.
I mean, Zuyuan, she's still our only ether DPS.
Yeah,
but that doesn't come up that much.
It doesn't
not
really.
A need.
Because usually ether is paired with some other weakness.
Yeah.
And And then even then it's like, oh, like now that Astra just like throws ether randomly as you're attacking anyway.
Yeah.
So unless there was one that was like a pure ether or like strong to everything else, there's not many times where you're like, and it could just be because I'm not good with Zhu Yuan's playstyle that I don't get, because I'm not as good with the like weaving her melee attacks with her shooting. Whereas like Miyabi and Yanagi are kind of idiot proof. Like you learn like their one or two like special things and then you just kill things.
Yeah.
Zhu Yuan definitely felt more like a fighter game character where like you had to like properly weave and like animation cancel and stuff to maximize.
Yeah, I don't have her, but anytime we get to like use her, I try her out, and because I haven't put the time in, she just has not clicked for me. So that would have been my answer to the same question if you didn't already take it. Is like, I wonder if they could add like a Lost Void thing that makes her play like an on-field carry, where like she has a ramping damage buff the more she shoots before switching. So like you are encouraged to keep her out. Yeah, I definitely, I could see that. I feel like that's how I felt about Ellen. Because Ellen, when she first came out, felt really good, but when more characters came out, she felt really clunky to play.
Yeah.
And they definitely fixed her some in Lost Void, but I still don't find myself choosing to play her the way, same way I have, like, I always choose, or if I get the chance, I use my Jane team, right? Because Jane also feels really good in Lost Void.
Yeah, it kind of feels like the Lost Void changes brings her up to everyone else's baseline. So like
yes,
her in her Lost Void mode brings her up to regular Jane, but then you have Jane, Miyabi, Yanagi who also have a amped Lost Void version, and you're playing her for the love of the game.
For sure. And like I like the character, I like the scissors. Her theme song I know is called Bite, and I know that because it's my son's favorite song to listen to in the car. And so we've listened to her song like hundreds of times now because he likes the shark song.
I love honestly, I came in after her song, so I don't think I've ever actually listened to it.
My man, I will send you a link. It's great.
I'll put it on after my 10 hours of Bernice.
Yeah, of burning desire to purge the sad thoughts caused by triggers video. So Brian, you can ask what's our last question for the day before we wrap up?
Why ZZZ?
Why ZZZ?
Why?
Like why at first, or why do we stick around?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good question, Eric.
It's a great. Thanks, Brian. I've really, I mean, we've talked about some of this on the show before. I really appreciate that ZZZ, as much as any gacha game could, respects my time. So I don't feel like I have to spend hours. And I've got other gacha games and other just games that I do or that want me to spend more time in them. So I appreciate that ZZZ doesn't make me take a lot of time. But when I'm in there, it feels good. It looks good. The music is consistently phenomenal.
Yeah.
All of the characters, I saw somebody talking, I want to say on Reddit today, I saw somebody mention that like ZZZ doesn't require you to have new characters, but it makes you want every new character because they have personality and like they're cool and they're cute and they're fun. And, like, they've put so much love and energy into all of the animations, and, like, everyone feels flashy and neat. And I think just, like, the aesthetic carries me constantly. Like, I'm never bummed to be picking up the game to play, even if all I'm doing is burning my energy for 5 minutes and then putting it away again. What about yourself, Bri?
Yeah. I mean, definitely the music, because I know when you first got me into it, you were like, oh, it's got, like, a lo-fi, little bit of a Persona kind of vibe. So the music was definitely like, it was, as the kids say, the cat's pajamas.
That's what they say.
But yeah, like you said, I think because I was talking about, I was messing around with I've messed around with other gacha games, and where I usually end up getting burnt out with the game is when I start having to dedicate like 20, 30 minutes to doing my daily activities. And I'm like, I don't want a game where it feels like work to do it. Like I said, ZZZ, like if I'm on vacation and I can't like really commit time, I can hop in, do it in 5 minutes and be done.
Yeah. I can do it on I think I said I've done it on a plane taxiing to take off and did all of my dailies.
But yeah, like I said, also, quick. Yeah, the aesthetic is nice. I've played a lot of gacha games, and most of them, I'll be like, I can skip like most of the characters. Also, a lot of them pump out so many characters, and they're just like these characters look cool, but they don't fit the meta at all. So you're just wasting time because you'll never even have them pop up.
Yeah.
Whereas
or they do fit the meta, and they're just 2D JPEGs, and it's like I don't care. I just know.
They've got the right balance between really cool stylistic characters, but also so far all of them are worth getting. Like they might not be the best, but they're at least good enough that you could use them if you want and wouldn't feel like you're just handicapping yourself. For sure.
And like, I fully agree. I figure you're just going to yell waifu into the microphone again, but it feels it's we could keep harping on the same thing. I think what's really valuable too is it's an animation style that is going to be borderline timeless because it is so stylized. I really like stylized games. Like I don't care if it's the most realistic looking horse in the world. I want it to look good and feel good to be there. And ZZZ is really locked in on an aesthetic from the visuals to the writing to the characters to the music that just like it's a vibe, as the young people say. Which I think I used that right. Brian, we're going to start closing Toads My Goats. We did it. We gave him a long one today, man. Yeah.
I think I accidentally stopped recording again.
This is an April Fool's one.
Poisson d'avril, which according to Google means April Fools in French, but I think that means like April fish.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure poisson just means fish.
Poisson is fish.
That's why it said Poisson d'avril. I'm like, I think that means April fish. I don't know if you got this one right, Google.
And we know French. You and I were both almost kicked out of our high school French class for sneezing too much.
It's a disease.
Go to the hospital and get that fixed.
Yes, but now now that I've got you again.
Rule of threes. So a couple of things. One, if you've liked what we're doing and you want to engage with us anymore, we do have that email address, 6thstreetunderground@gmail.com, or pop into our Discord.
Our ever-growing Discord.
It's mind-blowing and only a little anxiety-inducing to know that other human beings actually listen to this show. But
I don't know why.
I don't get it. But we've had some really great conversations. Everyone's been super friendly and fun, and it's been a great mix of like talking about the game and talking about other games and just like making a space where we can talk about this without judgment, but also just like socialize in an increasingly fractured social landscape.
No, Eric, you're getting heavy again.
Bring it up.
Time to turn on Bernice.
Keep it light. Our next episode will be out on April 17th. By then, we will have Trigger in our hands, and
we'll have more to talk about. We won't have to just ramble for an hour.
Talk. I don't remember. I don't remember the schedule for special programs. We'll have one on either the 11th or the 18th. So either we'll have just had one, or we'll be about to have one. But we'll talk Trigger. We'll talk more things. If there are other questions or things you want us to discuss, or if there's something else Tyler wants to learn about, he can let us know and we'll tackle it.
Ba-da-da-da. That's the Tyler Teach moment.
Endless. The other thing I wanted to say is I'm going to tease it now, Brian. I'm planning something special for the month of May. May is shaping up to be a very busy month for me. So what we're going to do is we are going to...
No.
Yes.
Cliffhanger. And cut.
We're going to do something to celebrate the end of Act 1 of Genshin... from Act 1 of Zenless.
You are killing it.
I'm losing my mind. I'm sure we'll find a way to upset just about everybody who decides to listen to this podcast. So,
God willing.
Thank you all for joining us. It's been a pleasure. It's been a lot of fun. It's been fun. It's just. Do you have a button, Brian? Is that what I said?
You said it's been a fun.
Oh no! April Fools.
You got me.